I think every real horror fan has had at least one experience of feeling out of place when compared with quote-unquote mainstream society, but I don't think there's ever been a really good attempt to understand why it is that people like horror. Like, most horror fans are generally normal people who have pretty good reasons for enjoying horror, but what are those reasons? The real reasons, not the ones that they learn to tell people to make society leave them alone. That's what our podcast is about, interviewing people in the horror biz to find out what it is about horror that makes them happy. My name's Steve, and I'm a bit of a psychology buff, and my co-host is my friend Chris, who's a bit of a horror buff. And so far, we've interviewed about 60 people in the biz and had a lot of fun with it. And we want to share with you some of the highlights. In this set of excerpts, we're going to be sharing some of the fun stuff. If you want to hear the real meat of the interviews, come check us out on Apple, Google, Spotify, or you can just use the player on our website. In this set of excerpts, we're going to be talking to actor Ken Foree, author and producer Steve Barton, and podcaster Lacy Liu.
The only theater I had, we did a senior boys play at Annunciation High School in Denver, Colorado. And we decided this is a senior boys play now. We're going to play, we put on Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And you
did it the Shakespearean way.
Oh, please. Let me tell you. Yeah. And see, so I open the play and I come out and I have my mother's dress on. I have my basketball shoes and sweat socks on.
Okay.
And I have this little knit hat, those little knit hats that women used to wear with like a skull cap, but it looks like little hair, little tweeds of hair. I mean, it's a style that women use now, kind of twisting their hair into little braids and they stick up. I had this little brown hat and I had it on my head. That was supposed to be my hair. And I had an apple and a cloth. And I was playing the Wicked Witch. So I stepped out on stage and the entire gymnasium, the entire auditorium, every nun, all the kids and all the freshmen to seniors, they were laughing so hard. Some of them were falling off the chairs. They were laughing so hard. I couldn't. I tried to get out my first line. Every time I opened my mouth, they would die laughing. So that was the only time I've ever been on stage. And that was so memorable because it was the funniest time. Some nuns, you get, I don't know if you guys know any of the sisters of the faith or any of the nuns have been around Catholics. But there's always a
went
nun
to Catholic schools, yeah.
Yeah, there's always a nun that doesn't smile. A nun that never.
In my experience, there's occasionally a nun that does smile. Most of them are just deadpan.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Well, we had a few nuns that did not smile.
So they're just staring.
And they were laughing their head off.
They were.
Oh my God, they were laughing. I mean, it broke up everyone. There wasn't a swimming pool near us. And the closest one was in a place called Hallville, which is a community that was a little bit of a few miles away. And I think it was a 5-mile walk. And there was a shortcut, but you had to go across White River or White Creek, I think, something like that. And there's a train trestle. So you had to walk across this train trestle. And so my mother told me never to do it, of course. And my neighbors did it all the time. So, and it cut off about a mile or two. So
I'm getting Stand By Me vibes.
Hey, right? That's right. That's exactly it. And so we, so I grabbed my brothers and I said, if those guys are going to do it, we're going to do it. Come on. Right. We're going across the train trestle. We're not going to walk that 5 miles. And it worked out fine until one day, one of my brothers panicked. And he panicked the train was coming. And he panicked. There was no place to go. I mean, you jumping 30 feet of water, or you just 30 feet deep, or you just you could get run over by the train. So I'm trying to get this guy off his hands and knees. And say, get up.
This is like verbatim.
My mother's going to kill me. I said, Mom's going to kill me if you don't get up. I can't let you die. Get up, son of a gun. So, that was That was the one of the fear. I find myself looking for continuity.
Yep. You look for continuity errers, or you listen for
look
audio
for continuity
problems
errors all the time, and I can't help it. And I catch it in some of the best productions. It doesn't matter what the cost of the production, or the stars involved, or the lack of production quality, or the lack of experienced actors. I catch it all the time, and I want to say it to someone that's sitting next to me, and I say, "Oh, look at me!" They say, "Will you shut the hell up?"
Right? Yeah.
You don't want to hear
I get the
that.
same thing.
You
People
don't
will
care
not watch
about your
movies with me because
acting.
they're like, "Can we just watch the thing?" Yeah, but look, that's a different
Oh,
pattern
man,
plaid on this guy's shirt from the last scene. You didn't catch it. I didn't catch it because I'm enjoying the movie.
That's right. Shut up, please. Don't leave the room. Leave the room.
Yeah.
So
But it's my house.
Yeah.
Right? Get out.
All right, leave the room anyway.
It just, that movie had it all to me, and it's just something I will always love and cherish. And it helped me see the world through a better set of eyes. You know.
I agree. I'm just looking at the rest of the questions here and thinking what else we should touch on for the teenage years. Did you?
You should rephrase that.
Yeah, I know, really. It's me, Uncle Creepy.
Yeah. I'm sitting here going, what are you talking about?
How dare you touch my teenage years, sir?
Where in your teenage years?
Where on the doll did he touch you? Yes, yes.
At least leave $1 on the table.
Cab fare.
Yeah.
So, did you participate in Halloween as a child or as a teen?
Yeah, but you know what? More or less,
More partying than trick or treating.
it was more of a delinquency thing, because Halloween was all year for me.
Being trees,
Yeah, man, eggings, shaving cream,
Devil's Night.
I'm not gonna lie, I was an absolute delinquent in every way, shape, and form. I'm a street kid from Brooklyn, New York. And in Brooklyn, New York, that's how we grew up. So Halloween to me was more...
You participated, but not by wearing costumes.
Exactly. It was more along the lines of a mischief night than it was a spooky night for me, because every night was a spooky night for me.
Mm-hmm. We'll get to that. Let's see. Anything in real life scare you in your teens?
I mean, I hate to say it or sound this way, because there's no way to say it without kind of sounding like I'm a brazen douchebag. I dealt with so much chaos when I was younger. The death of my grandfather, finding my mom dead, my dad killing himself. That all of those events that took place between 13 and 21, they made me very hard. And there's a poor choice of words. It made me very resilient.
There you go. That's a better one.
It made me very resilient. And from the time I was like 18 to 21, I was a psychopath. I wasn't afraid of anything. I was your typical teenager. I thought that I was indestructible. The latest Texas Chainsaw Massacre is getting crucified by so many people. But at the end of the day, I wasn't bored watching it. So
Yeah, the gore was good. The gore was good.
Yeah, I'm totally okay with that, because it gave me 80 minutes of Leatherface on a rampage. Oh, but he should have been older. You want him to walk around with a fucking walker in one hand and a chainsaw in the other? You could buy it.
Or don't make it Leatherface, make it his son or something. He would have been 85 chronologically, 80 at the youngest.
It could have been his son.
That's another show and another rant.
It totally could have been his son, but it's still essentially the same character. You wouldn't want to watch 70-year-old Michael Myers walk around in a fucking Little Rascal scooter wielding a butcher knife,
I would.
Let it go. It's fun. Well, yeah, there's a certain part of me that would too, but it would be fun, But
right, just different kind of fun.
Enjoy yourself, man. Stop picking apart everything.
But you didn't mention anything that seemed nostalgic to me. It just seems like you're just enjoying it for the sake of enjoying it.
Well, it's nostalgic to a certain degree, because when it comes to the slasher movies, they are fun to me. like the movies like The Prowler and Mad Men and The Burning and all that stuff in that wheelhouse. Those were fun movies to me because they had these outrageous, hyper-realistic kills, you know? Mm-hmm. And I love effects. There is nobody in the world who I would allow to see something which I consider to be a masterpiece, which is John Carpenter's The Thing, and tell me the effects look faked. I will punch them right in the face. Okay? It's just, I love effects. I love when people try to shock me. I love it when they do. And again, Victor Crowley in Hatchet, he wasn't the butt of the joke. The characters were the butt of the joke. So again, horror comedy done right. These are people who are doing things and subjected to things that should have been normal, that came across some shit that they shouldn't have been with, and they kept with it, and they paid the price. Maybe it's because in some way the whole Ouija board incident and my mom resonated with me. Maybe that was something I shouldn't have been doing, and I paid the price, and maybe that's why those particular tropes resonate with me. I don't know. But the ride is, stop fucking around, man. There are things out there that you just shouldn't fuck with, you know?
To borrow a phrase from the Northeast, both, Philly and New York, fucked around and found out.
Find out. You know what I mean? Exactly. So that's it, man. You summarized it perfectly.
All of a sudden, he just I was walking, and he just takes his claw and puts it right in front of my face. So he's behind this counter, but it literally made me freeze. I could not move. And I was just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I'm leaning back into my sister. And I don't know, maybe I thought the knives were real. If I leaned forward, am I going to fall and die and plummet to my death in this haunted house with these knives for fingers? But I don't think it was necessarily I think it was the hand that was the scary part. But so I don't know what happened, but I ended up unfreezing and having to go under him because he wouldn't move his arm. And so as I'm walking away, he goes, "Sweet dreams." And obviously I was like, why would you do that to me? I have dreams, dude.
Because it's Freddy, duh.
Obviously I have dreams. Obviously I have a big correlation with Freddy freaking me out, I guess, in my dreams. So yeah. I don't know. It didn't trigger me that night, but that's good. But that was scary. So, but I mean, that's what the point of Halloween is, and I think I feel when you're scared or you have fear of anything, that's when you feel the most alive.
I think you're definitely onto something there. Yeah, it's probably something that horror writers and producers do intentionally. So what's a safe place, and how can I make that not safe?
Right, right. It's creepy. I did not want to take a bath or a shower, but I did, and he was but I would sit at the edge, so I was nowhere near that fucking drain.
As far away from the drain as possible.
Yes, bye drain.
At least give you a running chance.
Yeah. In my dream, we were having a big 4th of July party, and Freddy Krueger just popped up, and he's like, "Who wants to roast a weenie?"
Freddy was always good with the puns.
Yes, that literally happened in my dream, and then he's just chasing me around with hot dogs on his fingers. It's so stupid now that I'm thinking about it, but I was scared when I was a kid. I was if I were telling that story.
Coming to get you.
He wants to roast a weenie. Oh, God.
You mentioned this motorcycle scene in Nightmare 5. What about it? What scared you?
I still have this day. I've never ridden on a motorcycle. I've had people ask, "Hey, let me take you for a ride." I'm like, "F you." I'm not letting the mechanicals of the freaking motorcycle come into my veins and rip my face off. Pass. I don't know.
You refresh my memory on this one, and I'm looking at the pictures now. I remember this shit, and I'd say it's probably a body horror level version of upsetting, or why it's so influential, because the parts and the wires of the bike go into him, into his arms, into his face. It's that body horror violation level thing.
But it felt I enjoy doing that. I enjoy showing movies and seeing the reactions. As I said, that's always something that's going to be instilled in me. And
you were Scary Spice.
No. Actually, I went as a Spice Girl for Halloween. In the 7th grade, I was Baby Spice.
Okay.
Well, you got to be different than who you normally are.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's the whole point of a costume.
Well, I still don't think I'm Scary Spice.
Spice.
No, like that's like the worst thing you could ever say to a girl. I'm sorry. Like nobody wanted to be Scary Spice. Nobody. Like that's evil. like that's evil. Everybody wanted to either be.
That's kind of why I picked it, because you're the one with all the scary movies.
No, I get it, but like nobody wanted to be Scary Spice. Oh man, that what is it that he plays? The
trombone.
Yeah. Oh my god. Like I never will look at Marianne from Gilligan's Island the same way. Like.
I mean, you got to give him points for originality. I don't think anyone else has stabbed someone to death with a trombone.
No, while playing it.
Yeah.
Aww. Sad trombone noises.
Nice.
You're going to hate me here, but I have to go back and do this again. So the name of the movie was The Something at Sundown, but I couldn't make out that something word.
The Town That Dreaded Sundown.
So yeah, come check us out over at horrormakeshappy.com or check out some of our other excerpts until you find someone whose interview you do want to hear.